With there being an almost 8.5-year gap between the releases of Animal Crossing New Leaf and Animal Crossing New Horizons, it's hard to tell when we'll actually get the next installment in the Animal Crossing series. But it is fun to speculate about what it might include. Hello my dudes, and welcome back to another video. My name is Siana, and today we're here to talk about all things Animal Crossing New Horizons. So New Horizons, as we know, came out in March of 2020, which was only a couple years ago. And because there were so many years between New Leaf and New Horizons, it's super easy to get a little bit disappointed and think that we might not get another game for a few more years. Like 5 more years. That's kind of a lot. But with all of the success that New Horizons got, aka all the money that it brought Mr. Nintendo, and with the rumors of a new Nintendo console coming out, it might not be too big of a dream to think that we might get the new installment of Animal Crossing a little bit sooner than we think. So let's talk about what that new game could potentially include. Now, this is just going to be my own speculation based on previous Animal Crossing games, gaming trends right now, and the new mechanics that we got with New Horizons. Unlike its counterparts, which just took place in a town, village, or city, New Horizons gave emphasis on a specific theme for the location of the game. And as we know, that theme is nothing but island living. You arrive to a bare island, aside from about 1 million weeds, and you build that island up into a bustling community. Tom and Isabelle wear floral aloha shirts. You are quite literally surrounded by sandy beaches, deep oceans, and coconut trees. I've just never seen an Animal Crossing game play to a theme as much as New Horizons did. And clearly, because of its popularity, it was a good move. So why wouldn't the next game be the same? I think that the next Animal Crossing game will once again have a very specific theme that it leans towards. 2020 gave us island life. So let's say that the next game is gonna give us something completely different. Winter Wonderland? Snowy living? Maybe we're living on a mountain village. Maybe the shops and like the town squares are set up on little icebergs that we can travel to. Think like Club Penguin map vibes. That's what I'm thinking for the theme of the next game. Now, of course, I have no idea what Nintendo will choose to do for the next in the series, or even if it will have a theme at all. I'm just saying that New Horizons did super well, and I think that it would be a missed opportunity if we went back to just living in one of the default cities or towns that we used to play in the older games. It's time to switch it up a little bit. For the functions of the next game, I think that it's going to mimic New Leaf and New Horizons in that it's going to focus a lot on community and decorating. Befriending villagers and creating a nice aesthetic will undoubtedly play big roles, but maybe they'll update these a little bit. Maybe they'll take advantage of the online features that the Switch and or the new console has and let us co-decorate on each other's worlds. I 100% could have used this for so many of my islands. Like, hello, especially if you're working on one big build or one that just has a lot of little details that you want to perfect. Having one or 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. Having some friends come and help you with that would double, triple, quadruple your inventory space and would make for such quicker item placement. Honestly, when I first got New Horizons, I thought that like with the online services that we would be able to do this. I'm a little bit surprised that that is not a feature of the game. Like you can't so much as touch something on somebody else's island, which I honestly think is a little cheap. And I want to be able to help out my friends and I want them to be able to help me out as well. So please, Nintendo, let us decorate on our friends' worlds, please. Please. Cozy farming sims are all the rage right now. Think Stardew Valley, Coral Island, Dinkum, and a ton of other indie games that feature gardening or farming. New Horizons followed this trend just a little bit with the 2.0 update, giving us vegetables and other crops to harvest, as well as cute farm furniture items that we could use to decorate with. But I feel like a little bit more could be done, and I think more will be done in the future to keep up with these cozy farming game competitors. What if the next game included seasonal crops and flowers, fertilizers, maybe the ability to use some of the furniture items that we already have, such as the tractor or the silo? I think that leaning into the farming sim trend a little bit more could open up so many more opportunities, not only for gameplay, but also for other players to come and join the community as well. Now, this might be a controversial one. I know not everyone's gonna like this, but I want to bring back work into Animal Crossing, okay? I want Tom Nook to treat me like actual garbage, forcing me to do days of manual labor for very little reward. In the older games, you would work for Tom Nook in his shop. You'd plant flowers, make deliveries, etc. to pay off the debt that you owed him. New Horizons stepped away from that, like a lot. They allowed you to pay off your debt in your own time and in whatever way that you wanted. Like Treasure Island money hacks? Who said that? But how fun would it be to be an employee for Tom again? I honestly feel like it's something that New Horizons is missing, and it takes away just a tad bit from the nostalgia factor for me. So bring back work, please. I want Tom Nook to scold me, to yell at me for not delivering a package quick enough. Thanks, that's my whole TED talk. Next. In New Horizons, before you even arrive to your island, you talk to Timmy and Tommy, where they collect necessary data like your name, birthday, your region, and in the old games, similar pieces of information like that would be collected in a similar way, like by Rover on a train, for example, but other bits of information would be asked by your villagers when you arrive to your town. There was a certain charm about the villagers wondering about you and asking for personal information that the game could then use later. So I kind of want to predict that the next Animal Crossing game will lean into that a little bit. I'm actually going to say that maybe in the next game, they'll rely solely on villagers for all of your information. They'll nix the airport, the train, their typical ways of gathering information. Maybe the game can start where we're already like just plopped right into our new home environment. No prior introduction or NPC communication is necessary, and our villagers just start questioning us about who we are, asking our name, birthday, all that good stuff. That way the game can still get the necessary information that it needs. It'll feel more personal coming from your villagers, and it'll just be a little bit more fun than the previous games. Let's spice it up. I love villagers getting into my personal business. Speaking of villagers, can we talk about the old personalities versus the new ones in New Horizons? In old games, cranky villagers were actually cranky and they would get upset with you and other characters. Peppy villagers were almost annoyingly so. And snooty villagers would literally bully you for what you were wearing. Mr. Rossetti, the bane of my entire existence when I was like 10 years old, but who is arguably very close to my heart now, used to be vicious if you forgot to save your game before closing. He'd scream at you, and then he'd scream at you some more. And he'd make you repeat phrases like, I'm a cheater, or it's my fault, or my personal favorite, I'm dirt, until he was satisfied. The frustration and quite frankly, the hate that Rossetti had for you, along with just like the dynamics and the flavors of the old personality types, made Animal Crossing so much better and just so much more real in my opinion. I was out here getting bullied in real life and also in my Animal Crossing town by my villagers, and honestly, I turned out all right, kind of. So bring it back. I know that some people are a little bit wary of having mean dialogue or impolite villagers, especially because there are children who play this game and they worry what that impact might be. But to that, I just want to say A, us kids who were screamed at by our villagers turned out just fine, we're fine. And B, maybe there could be an option to like toggle on and off the spice of the villager personalities. Like click a button and your villagers can remain all vanilla and nice, but click that button again and your villagers can just completely rage against and judge every single choice that you as the main character makes. It's the best of both worlds, honestly. But I think that we should have that option to have those old, spicier, more dynamic personalities back. So, what can we expect from the new Animal Crossing installment? Well, we have a fun, new, funky theme that contrasts New Horizons while still making use of all of its best features. Will the influence of up-and-coming farming sims rub off? Will we get back some old game features like working for Tom Nook or getting bullied by our villagers? Honestly, none of us can say for sure. But when the new Animal Crossing game does come out, you bet I'll give Nintendo any and all of my money to get my grubby little hands on it. Whenever this next game does come out, I can't wait to play it with you. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like the video and also subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you very, very soon in the next one. Until then, stay safe and take care. Bye!